Welcome back to What She Said. There aren't a lot of people who can say they help feed Ontario, but third-generation Ontario egg farmer Tonya Haverkamp can. She's here tonight to help educate us.
Oh. The puns, the yolks are coming.
She's going to educate us about the benefits of eggs. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is very timely as Friday, October 13th marks World Egg Day and October is World Egg Month.
Exactly.
Why don't you tell us what led you to becoming an egg farmer?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm a third-generation egg farmer, so farming runs in my blood. You know, my grandparents were egg farmers, and then my parents were, and then I've been lucky enough to help on the farm and kind of not take over it, but kind of be the lead person on the farm for my parents.
What's it like for an egg farmer in Listowel, Ontario?
So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. 2 days are never the same. You know, you wake up in the morning, you feed ourselves, and then the first thing after that we're going to do after we have our, whether it's a quiche breakfast, we're going to go out to the barn and check on the hens, make sure they've got feed, water, that they're eating and drinking enough, that the barn conditions are correct, and we're going to walk through the barn and make sure they're all doing well. And then by about 9 o'clock, we're starting to collect eggs.
Wow.
Yep.
How many eggs does a hen lay each day?
So one hen will lay about 1 egg a day. It takes about 24 to 26 hours for a hen to produce an egg.
Okay, and the color of eggs.
Yep.
Brown eggs come from one kind of chicken.
Yep.
White eggs come from another. People, I've honestly heard all kinds of theories about this.
Yeah, we've helped out at the CNE and the Royal Winter Fair, and people think that brown eggs are healthier than a white egg, but that's not true. It's not like bread. So brown eggs come from brown feathered hens, and then white eggs come from white feathered hens. They have the same protein, vitamins, and minerals. They're exactly the same. And
I prefer a brown egg. I don't know why, but
yeah.
I do prefer to buy a brown egg. So it's just purely psychological.
Yeah, exactly. I had a consumer say to me, she reminds her of the dirt, and it's backed on the farm, and so that's why she purchases the brown eggs.
So when you, for example, advertise an omega-3 egg,
Yep.
what is that? And what? And also tell us about sizing, little, medium, and large. Is that the size of the hen?
Okay, so an omega-3 egg. So what's been added to that hen's diet is flaxseed. So she consumes the flaxseed, and then that in turn makes it an omega-3 egg. And then eggs, according to size, you'll notice they get graded by weight and not by size. So I've got a few eggs here. So our hens, depending on how old they are, they're going to lay the egg. So as a young hen, a 19-week-old hen, when she's 19, she's starting to produce eggs. She'll start producing what's called a peewee egg. So it's just wee little. And as she gets older, her eggs get larger. So these eggs are from an older hen. They're more than likely
one big egg.
a double yolker, yeah. So the older she gets, the more consistent her egg size gets, and then you're going to get the large and extra large eggs.
So what's the lifespan of laying eggs for a hen?
So we have our hens in the barn for 7 days less a year. So just like, I guess, females are going to eventually run out of eggs to lay. So their lifespan might be a little bit longer, but their lay span is about a year.
Really?
A year?
Yeah.
I never knew. Oh, I never knew that. We're
Yeah.
learning something new every day.
I know.
And then what?
And then what? Well, then they go for processing for like chicken noodle soup. Or they go to
I
Maple
don't want
Lodge.
to hear it. So tell people how nutritious eggs are.
So eggs are great for anything. You know, there's 9 grams of protein, 14 key nutrients, and only 70 calories. So it's the perfect little protein. You know, in these eggs, there's a lot of goodness in the shell. It's nature's perfect protein, I guess you could say.
Okay, let's tackle the cholesterol issue, because this seems to have gone up and down, backwards and forwards over the years.
Yeah, so they've debunked that myth that eggs are an issue with cholesterol. I guess I would say that it's more the other foods that you're eating. You know, if you're eating lots of fried food, fast food, that type of stuff, that's not the good kind of cholesterol you want. But eggs are a natural product, you know, and your body's going to naturally digest those proteins and vitamins and minerals naturally. It's not an issue.
So the days of the egg white omelet are going to come to an end?
I hope so. I hope so, because most of the nutrients are found in the yolk. Not saying that the yolk or the white is good for you, but it's perfect to go ahead and eat the whole egg, the yolk and the white.
So why do some eggs have a stamp on them?
So that's to show the consumer possibly the best before date, if it's a specialty egg, like you had mentioned, omega-3 egg. And then there's also a code on there to show where the eggs come from, so from our farm. So each farm has a special code, and it's stamped on the egg. It's just for traceability, so people can, if there's an issue with anything, they can trace it back right to the farm, right to where the eggs came from.
How long does it take to get from the time the egg is laid to the time that I can buy it?
So we collect eggs each and every day, whether it's Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, your birthday. So we collect eggs 365 days a year. And it takes about 4 to 7 days for the eggs to get from our farm to the grocery store shelves. So it leaves our farm, goes to the grading station, and then goes to the grocery stores.
Now let's talk about storage, because I grew up.
Yes, I knew she was going to ask this.
I grew up in England
Yep.
and Australia, where we do not refrigerate our eggs.
Yep, good question. Yep.
So, but here, and I was so stunned. It's like, well, why are you putting your eggs in the fridge? Because you need them to be at room temperature for cooking.
Yeah, for best.
Best cooking practices.
Yeah.
But somebody explained to me that there's a coating that they use that they don't use in.
So that coating, that comes from the hen. So when she first lays her egg and it comes out, there's a coating that gets put on it. And when we send our eggs to the grocery store, they gently get washed so that there's not any debris or dirt on the eggs. Like these eggs just came from the hen this morning. And as you can tell, they're fairly clean. There's a little bit of a speck on here. Mm-hmm. But at the grading station, that's going to get washed off, as well as that protective coating. So it's nothing that the egg grader station puts on. It's that when the egg gets wet and gets gently washed with a mild detergent, it removes that coating, and then air can penetrate the egg itself.
So why do we remove that coating here? Is it just for aesthetics?
Yeah, it is. And just CFIA wants all the eggs coming from the farm to the grocery store shelves to be washed. And that's what removes that protective coating. It just lets air get into the pores, because an egg is porous, right? So you remove that protective shell or the protective membrane, and then air is able to get into the shell.
So how should we be celebrating World Egg Day?
World Egg Day is October 13th, like you said. It's just a great day to enjoy eggs, whether it's in your quiche we have here, or frittatas, or cakes, pies, pastries. There's no wrong way to eat an egg, and it's nice to celebrate not only the eggs that we provide, but I guess the farmers that provide the eggs.
Right. There are a lot of easy meals you can make with eggs, and I know a lot of people who like to have breakfast for dinner. I mean, if it's been a long day, they'll come and make some scrambled eggs and toast.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
It's an easy to digest.
Yeah, it's quick and easy. Like you said, you crack a few eggs, scramble them up in your pan. You can add cheese or salsa or whatever kind of ingredients you've got at home, and you've got a good, hearty, healthy meal to sustain you for the rest of the evening.
So you weren't always only an egg farmer. You were working part-time at Zayre's too, and you ended up, sometimes you'd be stocking your own family's eggs on the shelves of the store.
Exactly.
Right?
So there's a grading station. It's about 10 minutes away from where the farm is. And like you said, I was working at Zayre's, which is another 10 minutes from where I live. And I ended up in the dairy department and stocking our eggs. You know, the eggman that would come to our farm and pick up our eggs, he would also deliver the eggs to the grocery store. And the first time he's like, "What are you doing here?"
Didn't
and I'm
I
like,
just see you?
exactly. Yeah. So it was kind of ironic.
So is this was dealing with consumers and answering their questions about, is this what sort of led you back to do that back full time at the farm?
It is. I think it's important for consumers to see that there's actual real people working in the barns each and every day, caring for our hens, making sure they're well cared for, and people are so far removed from how their food is produced. And I like promoting eggs and showing people that there is actual people caring for those hens.
Well, it gets confusing now because we've got free range, organic, omega-3. I mean, that's a lot of eggs you're reading a lot of cartons to see what's going on.
Yeah, so there's a number of choices out there. And as egg farmers, we like to provide choice for consumers. So whether you want an omega-3 egg with the flaxseed added to the diet, like you said, a free range egg, and that's how the hen is housed. We have a new barn at our place, and it's an enriched barn. So that means the hen has perches. She's got a scratch pad. It's a little bit larger, and the colony sizes of the hens are a little bit larger. So there's 24 hens in a colony, and it's just providing consumers choice. So like you said, you like to purchase brown eggs. So we like to provide consumers choice. So it's up to you guys what kind of egg you would like to buy.
And I feel better knowing that my hen has a perch.
Yeah, she's got a perch and a little scratch pad.
And a scratch pad,
She's got a little nesting box too where she can go into and lay her egg. And I would say the majority of the hens go into the nesting box to lay their egg. I had a neighbor come over and he looked in the barn. He's like, they really do go in there to lay their egg. And I'm like, yeah, they enjoy the little peace and quiet that she can go into and lay her egg.
Well, thank you very much for coming in, and thank you very much for bringing us a quiche.
This is what she said. Stay with us.